Hello, kids. For reading today, we are going to talk about adding another tool to your reader's toolkit. So, looking back, we've got strategies that good readers use, and we looked at what happens when readers lose focus sometimes. And so, we talked about the strategy of stop, go back, and reread. And we made our way through this strategy, and now I want to talk about a new word reading strategy for readers who come to words that you don't know. And it doesn't matter if you're a new reader, you're just now starting in your reading, and you're learning the letter sound still and reading smaller words on the page and very few words on a page, or you're reading Harry Potter or something even more advanced than that. All readers come across new words sometimes, words that they didn't already know. And we've got a whole bunch of strategies that we can use to decode um, unfamiliar words. And when you come to an unfamiliar word, you could sound out each letter, which doesn't always work because a lot of times, especially in bigger words, the letters when they combine together, they don't make the same sounds that they make when they're by themselves. So, but this might be a good strategy for smaller words. You might break the word into some chunks and read the chunks and then put the chunks together. Or another way that you can do this is that you can read unfamiliar words is use the story to see what makes sense in the place of that word that has the same word parts. But sometimes it's still not enough. Those strategies are good strategies, but it might not be enough to solve the word that you have in front of you. So I want to look at another tool for reading when you come to words that you're not so sure about, new unfamiliar words. The word reading strategy we're going to talk about is here. Use a word you know. So for this new tool, use a word you know. You look at the word that you're not sure about and you look into that word and you find familiar word parts, parts that help you to decode the word. So pieces of the word that you are familiar with. And this strategy is something that will work for readers at any level, beginning readers, people who are right on grade level, and people who are reading in far advanced books. So let's look at some examples of this. I've got two examples to help you with this, and maybe today in your independent reading, you come to a new word and you use this strategy to help you decode it. Decode is another word for read the word. So I want you to consider this word here, S-P-R-Y. It's a word that maybe some of you know, but let's say you get to this word and you're not sure what this word is, how you say it, or what it might mean. So let's look at the word and think, what parts of the word do I already know? What parts of the word can I sound out? Well, I know the letters that the word makes. I know that it starts with an S, which makes a S, and it has a P, which after that, which makes P, has an R. Uh-oh. But I also know that Y can be a pretty mixed up guy. And sometimes Y makes an I sound, sometimes Y makes an I sound, sometimes Y makes an E sound, sometimes Y makes a Y. So I'm not really sure. I could try SP is sp, SP. I know that PR together makes purr, so I have spur, and it could be spur I, spur E, spur y, could be spry. Well, I'm not really sure, and there are so many options that I don't really know what to do. So I am going to think about words that have the same kinds of word parts here, especially that Y at the end. So this looks like it's probably a one-syllable word, and I'm thinking of one-syllable words that end with Y. Oh, I know some. So I'm going to use a word that I know that have the same letter patterns. I see this word here, my. I've heard that before, my. Oh, I've heard another one here that I've seen a lot in writing, y. And neither of these have the ry at the end like this one does. So this one has ry at the end and it's one syllable. So, oh, I know a word like that, cry. Okay, cry. And then I see try. And now fry, I think that this word is probably spry. And that's one example of it working. It's not 100%, but it is. This word is in fact spry, and I'll let you be a home inquirer and try to figure out what the word means on your own, and you could use the context of the story to help figure out what the word means. But this is how we use a word we know to figure out a word we don't know. Let's look at another example. Ooh, this is a nice big word. Let's try another. This word is Calligraphy. Oh my gosh, this is so advanced. So this is a word that you probably, if you're reading a book that has this word in it, you've probably got some pretty good experience reading words, and I'm wondering if there are any parts of this word that remind you of words that you already know. So I'm looking at it. Oh, I see a familiar word inside there, A-L-L. I see that. Okay, so that's all. I also see GR is a word part that I know. It's gur, and oh, the PH, that's one of the H brothers. I haven't really talked about that in third grade. Maybe you did in second grade, but the H brothers, they sometimes change um, the word or the sounds. It's not ph, it's f. So ph together makes an f sound. So I see gur, and then there's that mixed up y again. So let's think of some words that might remind us of this. Oh, in the beginning, I see all, I see ball, I see wall, and I actually know the word call. So maybe the beginning is call. Um, and and then I'm going to put the middle together. I've seen the word graph before. I've seen the word telegraph, paragraph. So this part here is probably graph. So cull I, the I is all by itself there. Cull I graph. Is it I, E, ya? Um, I don't know. It's mixed up. Why? Are there any other words that I can think of that end with PHY? Well, I've seen the word trophy before. Oh, this is geography, biography. Mrs. Roth has taught us about biographies. So I hear fee, fee. So when I put all this together and I put the beginnings, the middles, and the endings of familiar words together, I can see that this is calligraphy. Calligraphy. Okay, so I'm using words that I know to help me figure out words that I don't know. If you get to do this strategy sometime in your reading today, make sure you share that with me and your classmates in our next reading session. Good luck today. Make sure you get plenty of independent reading time. Enjoy your reading today, and maybe you'll get a chance to use our new tool, Use a Word That You Know, to solve words you don't.